The West Germans, most people's favourites, superbly led by Matthäus, a team without a flaw. Their first match was against Yugoslavia in Milan. And it was not long before Matthäus made his mark, with a stunning goal after 28 minutes. He turned the Yugoslav defender superbly and crashed the ball past Ivkovic for the opening goal. So many penetrating German moves started in this World Cup from Bremer down the left-hand side. And that's where the second goal came from, a wonderful flying header by Klinsmann. There was brief respite for Yugoslavia with a headed goal by Josic early in the second half. But all thoughts of a revival were killed by a third German goal, possibly the best of the whole World Cup, by Matthäus. As this Yugoslav move broke down, he eventually took possession well inside his own half. And there was no stopping him now, with a crashing shot that finished it off. It was left to Bremer to set up the fourth. A fumble by Ivkovic. And Voller followed it in. It was his goal, West Germany's match, and a warning for all comers in Italia 90. It was a wet night in Milan when the Germans faced the United Arab Emirates. Thunder and lightning too. But not until 35 minutes had passed did the floods begin to engulf the Emirates. Klinsmann in for Voller. And they were beginning to look a formidable striking pair. A minute later, a cross by Reuter. This time it was Klinsmann's turn. Right at the start of the second half, a rare mistake in the West German defence. Khalid Ibrahim Mubarak was in. 2-1. The German defence had been shuffled at half-time. Reuter had been moved to central defence. A badly misjudged bounce. But would this unsettle the Germans? Their answer was swift. Voller to Bremer. Musaba punched it out, parried that one brilliantly. But eventually the ball would come once again to Matthäus. The finish was perfect, and Germany had scored their third goal. Litbarski, who had come on as a substitute, had a hand in the fourth, scored with power by Bine. And Voller was credited with the final one 15 minutes from the end, although, truth to tell, the replay suggested it should have been an own goal. What is beyond debate, 5-1 to West Germany, 9 goals in their first 2 games. All the action in West Germany's match against Colombia was confined to the final 2 minutes. The Colombians were in defiant mood, but after 88 minutes, a determined run by Voller released Litbarski, a great shot into the roof of the net. What resistance the Colombians now showed. They needed a point to qualify, and in the final seconds they got it. Valderrama in the forefront again. What a great pass for Rincon to tuck the ball between the legs of Ildner. 1-1. Colombia scored an important victory over the United Arab Emirates in Bologna, and laid the foundation with a splendidly worked goal 5 minutes into the second half. It followed that corner. The Emirate defence sprang forward looking for offside. But Alvarez outwitted the offside trap. His perfect cross met powerfully with a header by Reddin. And that goal was followed by a fantastic second one by Valderrama 5 minutes from the end. It crowned Colombia's display. Valderrama, much more than an extravagant hairstyle, his passing was superb, his control too, and he showed there that he got a shot. And that made quite short of a 2-0 victory for Colombia. Still in Bologna, the Yugoslavs were beginning to recover from their first match hammering by the West Germans, but it took a wonderful goal to beat Colombia 1-0. It came after 73 minutes, a copybook chest trap and volley by Josic. It really was a superlative piece of finishing, whichever way you looked at it. Now Yugoslavia needed victory over the United Arab Emirates to qualify, and 2 goals in the opening 8 minutes calmed their nerves. The first was a header by Susic. The second came after indecisive defending by the Emirates. And Panchev made it 2. And that was the second fastest goal of the tournament. To their credit, though, the Emirates responded pluckily and with plenty of skill. And they were rewarded after 21 minutes with a great header by Juma. Panchev soon cracked in his second to make it 3-1 for Yugoslavia. And on the stroke of time, Prosinecki, a young player they thought would be the rising star of this World Cup, made it 4-1.